everyone, this is Roger, and today we have a review for the game Stray, which is developed by BlueTwelve Studio, and this is by far as I know their first game that I could find. And it was a very interesting one. I did play this game for free with the PlayStation Plus Premium subscription, so I didn't have to pay any money for this, and I'll give you a heads up, I'm going to try my best to avoid spoilers, but I'm sure something will come out, so just be aware of that during this review. Overall, this game's story is pretty simple. You're a cat that's along with 3 other cats, and then you end up falling in this abandoned city where all the humans are gone and robots live currently because they are confined by the Zerg running around the outside area. Overall, I think all the robot characters were done well. Obviously, you're a cat, and you're just a normal cat, so you don't talk. All you can do is meow. And the robots they speak their own language, so you're reading a lot. And you have a translation with B12 to help translate what they're saying. And even though that's done that way, I felt like every robot I interacted with had a personality. You could kind of get a gist of their character and all that. Obviously, the character is the big draw of this game, if you remember the trailers. And the cat is done very well. Like, when you play this game, you are a cat and you feel like you're a cat. You can climb, scratch, even sleep. I even like the little added bonuses, like I had a paper bag here and I stuck my head in it and it was stuck and my controls went crazy and I was just running around like a cat. If you ever seen it, got its head stuck. The camera is also set pretty low, so you have that perspective, even though it's third person, that you are this cat. So to me, that was really done well. I enjoyed that, and they accomplished their goal. Like, I remember all the trailers was you're a cat, and that's what I felt like you were. I think the graphics are done very well. I liked each of the chapters. The game is broken out in chapters, so you're kind of in this one area. So it's linear / kind of open world at some parts. The slums is the big part where you're kind of more open map, and then you had some linear, but each of the levels had a great feel, either creepiness, some form of life. I enjoyed it, all of that. You also can climb around, and it was pretty non-limiting on that. You were able to mostly jump up, even high places your cat could jump up to. And then you viewed the scenery. It was very well done, and I have no complaints in that compartment either. Gameplay is where it gets mixed to me. This game is basically a story interactive game. I wouldn't call it like the movie games like Telltale, but in general, you're just moving along the story. Even climbing is done by button options that pop up, so you will see X pop up so you can jump up into there. And you have a run button and a few others. You even have a meow button, but not much control-wise either. Eventually, you end up getting a light you can use with L1, which is probably the most interaction. And I know I read some other reviews where they kind of compared this to a point-and-click style where I could see that, but I do feel like this is just a fun, exploring game, even though the story's kind of a little dark. You're just playing a cat, and I think that's what they accomplished real well, even with these interaction buttons you have to do. Also claiming a story because there's few danger areas. There's a stealth part in the game, which isn't done bad, but it was relatively on the easier side. And then running from the Zerk is some of the other action, but that's about all the action you get. So overall, it's just more exploring and living in this world. The soundtrack is nice. I like the background music. I felt like the music never felt out of place, and I enjoyed just hearing how it changed through the environments, and even enjoyed the little sheet music you find to give to the street performer, which is also part of this game too. There is little side missions you could do to earn badges, like find all the sheets of music to give to the performer and stuff like that, which was cool. I did all the memories, but I didn't do all the side quests either, so they weren't enough to draw me either into there. And speaking of that, the story I did like until the ending. I wasn't a big fan of it. I'll let y'all play the game to figure that out, but you could tell they were setting up for a sequel, but I would have liked a more conclusive ending, or one that felt better for what all that happened. For me, it took me 3.5 hours to beat this game on my first run through. I did try to get all the memories. I did miss 2, and you could go back to chapters to get stuff you missed, which is nice. Just a heads up, one of the trophies is to beat the game in less than 2 hours. So you can beat it pretty fast if you're not exploring. I did spend some time exploring, and like I said, I did some of the side missions, but not all of them to get the 3.5. I could see getting close to 5 hours if you try to do everything. One note is saving is based off of checkpoints, and the checkpoints are based off the main story. So I was playing for a while and got some of the memories that was floating around, and I ended up having to leave and lost 10 minutes of the game because it didn't save when I picked up a memory, but it does save when you do the story. So that's just a heads up. I didn't lose a lot of time, so it was fine, but I did have to replay it. So just be aware savings based off the main part of the story. And like I said, you can replay a chapter, so I wouldn't worry too much if you have to miss something. Overall, though, I enjoyed this game. I liked the graphics a lot and the feeling you were a cat. I think they captured that pretty well. It's hard to say who would be the audience for this game a lot, other than you like cats. And that's how they market it, so that was cool. The odd setting was still weird to me. I kind of wish it was set in modern times and just had people around instead of the bots. But again, you felt like a cat, which made this game a 7 out of 10 for me. I think people really hate this for how short it is. It is normally $30, and I know some people don't like playing a game that you could probably beat in 4 hours for $30. That's a little high, and I didn't feel the replay value was really there, but I did enjoy the 3.5 hours I spent in the game. Even though it was more story-based and not usually my type of game, I did enjoy this. Anyways, thanks for watching, and this is a great game, like I said, and the theme of this whole review. If you always wanted to play as a cat, this game captured it pretty well, and you can take in being a cat as the experience, and also in a very graphical world that you can actually explore and look at, and there's a lot of detail, which I liked. So overall, do check this game out. You might want to check it out when it's on sale if the $30 to the 4 hours is too steep for you. Or if you happen to try PlayStation Plus Premium, you could get it for free to try it out and spend 1 or 2 nights playing a game on the couch. Anyways, thank you for your time.